Alrighty, this is going to be a quick overview of the 2024 Toyota RAV4 XLE. This is not going to be going over primarily the specs, but kind of the look and feel and a quick tour of the vehicle. Again, this is a 2024 XLE and obviously in white. And let's start up. Let's unlock the car. Pretty basic Toyota key fob with the alarm here. Let's unlock it. Let's check out the trunk first. And one thing to note, it's not a power trunk. There's no button on the key fob to automatically open it. You just unlock the car, or you come up to it. There's a button under here, right under the Toyota sign. There, I'm gonna hit that. It's gonna open up. You have a pretty large cargo capacity. Got two hydraulic struts right there. Here's the interior of the trunk. You get one little LED light. All the lighting in here is LED. Comes with a nice rubber floor mat. I assume this may be an option, but it's nice to have that. If you wanted to drop the rear seats, you can do so by reaching over, hitting these tabs. You can see a red button pops up. So you could actually readjust. You could adjust in the back seats in different modes, reclining, more upright. And then the third is just letting it go. Pretty easy operation, but you just do have to lean a little bit. But a pretty wide cargo capacity here. A little 120 watt cigarette power port there. A little cargo area here. It looks like it's removable with these tabs. Right here, you push down, you can remove them. This one doesn't have it, but it does have an option for the trunk cover as well. So for the privacy screen, and then you have some tie down points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very nice and pretty simple trunk. Does have two grab handles, one here, one on the right side. And one thing I like about this vehicle, it's relatively base. It's not base, but one of the lower trims. I actually do appreciate this plastic trim up top, because when you close the trunk, and if you don't want to use this, kind of get the momentum going and then slide your hand out really quick, you can grab the plastic trim, bring it down, and just say if over time this plastic trim wears down or starts to create marks, you could just replace it with relative ease and cost efficiency. You see the plastic trim is around the fender as well. Here, gas tank. You have some alloys, and the size of these are, for the tires, is 225/65 R17, so 17-inch tires. You got brakes, brake calipers, discs and rotors all the way around. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle. Let's go into the back seat. Let's check out the door card really quick. Signature new Toyota look. You have your child lock here. Really simple. Everything here is just tried and true, simple to use. Classic Toyota. Little compartment here. Says don't for water bottles, not open containers, which is a nice touch. I have noticed this in general, but the finishes on these edges, they're not sharp, but they look unfinished to me. I might be nitpicking, but yes. Other than that, classic kind of faux suede or kind of faux leather here, hard plastic here. Here is a hard plastic as well. Is there any give here? None. Hard plastic. And then it has some of this, some texture inside the handle. The handle is nice and beefy. For an adult size hand, I think it's great. For a kid, pretty tiny. Nice little touch of RAV4 on the speaker grill. As we head in, let's pull up the seats. All you do, you see that red button there. It'll indicate if it's locked or unlocked. Red is unlocked. As you put into first position, it'll lock in. And again, if you want to recline, pull up, one more back. And we'll do the same here. Give you a comparison. So this is upright on the furthest, and then here is reclined. Got simple cloth seats. This is a rental, so it's not in the most perfect condition, but you can see some texture here. It's not sticky, it's just a textured look. This material gray, this is like a softer suede, or a softer cloth, sorry. And this is kind of a more coarse cloth. Still very, very comfortable. I would imagine over time, these side bolsters are gonna get pretty, I guess, weathered in. As we head in, really easy to head in. I am 6'2", fully reclined all the way back, and I have plenty of knee room. Plenty of room back here. 2 AC vents, which is very nice. And also nice is our 2 USB-C ports. Very nice. This one does have the rubber floor matting. I believe that's an option. You do not get any sort of cubby behind the driver's seat, but on the passenger seat, you do get a little cubby there. But a pretty simple interior. What else here? You do have grab handles and clothes hangers on both sides. See that there? Side airbag. Let's zoom out of the front for the front. But quite a simple experience back here. Very roomy, very comfortable, and I have plenty of headroom. Again, I'm 6'2", take my word for it. It's and I have about 2.5 inches till the ceiling. When reclined, let's move over to a more upright position. My head is still not touching the ceiling, but it is a bit closer, but still not touching. So plenty of leg and headroom here. Let's see, this is, yeah, just a simple design. I'm imagining if you are purchasing this vehicle, you are a young adult or starting a family perhaps. The door opening for the RAV4, pretty standard. I wish it went a little bit further out, so those with kids, when they are in the car seat here. And speaking of car seats, you can see your anchor points here. They don't have it marked like most cars with some sort of indicator, but they're there. Kind of the theme for the vehicle is simple and effective. Everything is where you expect it to be, and no frills, but everything is there. But yeah, I wish the opening was a little bit wider. So if you have someone with, when you do have a car seat in here, you have a little bit more working room. But at that point, you're asking for something perhaps that a minivan can offer. But the price point is a lot different here. One thing I do appreciate that I just noticed is this little ramp at the end of the side skirts. So this helps the wind deflect, and I'm pretty sure this will help with aerodynamics in general, because you're going around, you're creating a smooth air pocket around this disturbance of air. I'm guessing there, but I'm imagining so. I am a wannabe race car driver, so maybe that's why. Not sure, but that's an interesting touch. You have some small flaps there. Got your strut. Also another little ramp there, which is interesting. It might be a production thing too. It might be easier to finish like that. But anyway, more plastic cladding along the floor. Front fender. Before we go into the driver's seat, let's go into shotgun. This does not have a sunroof. Gloss black here, which I think is the only gloss black outside. Okay, gloss black on the headlights, the tail lights. This is matte gloss black here, and then everything else is kind of matte or that plasticky material. Let's go into the passenger side. If you want a close-up of the doors, it does have capacitive touch, so if you want to lock and unlock, just tap that section there. Classic Toyota door handle. Side mirrors, they do have indicators on the mirrors. Similar car to the rear seats, but larger. You do have a compartment here for bottles and a little storage area here. Again, with the rubber mats, and the front seats are very similar to the rears with a little bit more side bolstering here. And this is kind of classic Toyota, new generation style language, design language. Here, it's like there's a soft padding, but it's not. There is a little bit of give, which is nice. The air vents, side to side, open, close. Then up here, there is a little bit of give as well. So all the touch points in the front do have a little bit of give. Let's see in the front here, but the side window cards are still hard plastic. And then this is kind of that faux leather. But door cards are the same material, generally speaking, used here. Love this storage compartment here, similar to what you have in the Highlander. So very usable. You can put sunglasses in here, most sunglass cases in there. You have a glove box, of course. Pretty simple. Then you've got your center console with 2 USB-C ports. If you are charging your vehicle, use these, not the USB in the front. The USB in the front is extremely slow, and I believe is to connect your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to the car. Speaking of those, yes, they do have both. From what I can tell, storage cubby or cup holders there. Small thing I noticed is if you want to put 2 Stanleys in here, they will kind of protrude outward away from each other. It's not enough space. They do fit in the hole, but they do kind of lean away from each other. If you have a cup of coffee, typically if you get like a regular size or a grande from Starbucks, the lid will fit just flush with the top of this. So you're digging your hand here and you're pulling up from here. So it's, to me, that's not the most secure feeling way to grab a coffee. I feel like the lid could pop off or whatnot, but I guess on the bright side, if it does spill, it's contained or should be contained in this area. So it's a small thing. I wish the cutout was like a little bit on the side or something. But yeah, so like a grande size roughly, you're pretty much flush with this hole here. Small little tray. Your electric parking brake, auto hold. This is self-explanatory, but this hold, every time you come to a stop, instead of leaving the brake on, you can keep your feet off the pedals, and this means if this is on, it will automatically hold your vehicle there. You have your different modes, eco, normal, sport. Then I'll go through how that looks on the gauge cluster in a bit. Got your classic Toyota gear changer. Got your Prindle, or no, just Prind. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then sport, and then you have your manual shifting. Here we go with the traction control button on the left, auto start stop on and off on the right. Got your HVAC controls, emergency button, and some more vents, and your infotainment system. In the top, you have some LEDs again, sunglass holder, and to activate and deactivate these, you're going to use these buttons here. They are not touch, nor do they click. Got your sun visors, mirrors, and yes, they do fold out like so, and they have extensions. You have your microphones on both sides, which is nice. And with that, let's go to the driver's side. Actually, before I do, let's look at that engine. Here's Here's the driver's side door card. Since we're here, everything is the same except the side mirror controls. Obviously you have those, but materials wise, everything's the same. Hard plastic, full leather. Here we go. So we have auto, high beam, low beam, interior light adjustments for the lighted things inside. Got your fuel tank, hood, and a little compartment here, which I thought was a little silly at first, but it does fit a wallet, it does fit a phone. It's very usable actually, more than I would expect. It's pretty deep. So here's the gas tank, pretty simple. You open it, close until click. That's it. You can only access this with the button in the front. And before we start up the car and go over the rest of the specs, one thing to note is the hood does not have hydraulics, so it is your classic stick. I'm holding this up with my hand. But a pretty simple 4-cylinder engine with a massive battery for this size vehicle, in my opinion. But I assume it has to do with all the technology in the cars lately. But a pretty simple engine here. You have your ABS module back there, power steer or brake fluid, washer fluid, AC controls there, which means the evap system should be somewhere around here. But yes, got your intake, your fuses and relays. Yes, quite a simple engine. It's peppy, get you where you want to go. Classic front end look of the XLE. Let's start her up. This does not have fog lights, for those of you that need that. I'm gonna put my backpack in the vehicle, and then we shall move over to the front. So here's the driver's side. Key is in my pocket. There's a push button start with the foot on the brake. Press the button and you start her up. So the front gauge cluster is a screen in the center with two flanking analog gauges, left one being RPM, right one being fuel gauge and the oil temp. So in the front, the screen is not very configurable. Just the centerpiece here. If you have a Toyota product, you're probably very, very familiar with this layout. This is similar to the Mirai, except the whole thing's a screen for the Mirai. So you have your trip data, lane keep assist control. Sorry, my video cut, but quick overview of the steering wheel. You have your audio controls here, and this controls the screen in the rear that you saw earlier. Phone, back, your voice command, which does have volume controls, track controls for your music, different modes for music, radio, whatnot. Collision, how close or far you want to be from your other vehicle, lane keep assist and sway control, and your cruise control here. Classic HVAC controls. Off. To turn it on, you have to turn on the fan, so we're going to do that. Dual climate, and then front defroster, rear defroster, obviously your fans, circulators, yeah, direction, pretty simple. You have your different notifications here. There are no buttons here. Emergency controls and your classic Toyota infotainment system that you all are probably familiar with. I do not have any Android Auto or Apple CarPlay currently running, so that's why you don't see anything, but it is available. Sound system is adequate. And that is a wrap. And that was the Toyota RAV4 XLE. This is a 2024 model in white. It does have LEDs or strong LEDs in the front, so headlights are great. Just, I guess, take my word for it on that, but you definitely get great visibility. And I do not, very rarely do I feel like I have to have fog lights when I have these lights. So they are very adequate and well suited for driving. So there it is. Hope this helped in your buying journey. I forgot to add, there's no roof rails. But yes, here it is. Here's the rear. And I forgot to add, they have dual exhaust tips, your classic RAV4 look. Hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.